so here is the listing. I found it while searching for my Bonneville, and it came up with this. Uh-oh, is it gone? Is it gone? Has it been removed? I made the mistake of sharing this on my Facebook wall about 15 minutes ago before I made this video, and he may have removed the listing now, which means one of you guys may have purchased it, or he sold it somewhere else. It's the only logical thought. Hey guys, before we get to today's video, if you want a shot to come to Napa Valley, Las Vegas, and Yosemite with us, there's a link in the description for the giveaway. It's DVDs, posters, both signed. If you want to jump in on that, if you're domestic, if you're international, digital only. I'm not messing around with international shipping anymore after the last debacle. But if you want a chance to come with us, it's next week, starting on Wednesday through Sunday. You're gonna have a great time wine tasting, driving, doing all these fun things. And if that sounds interesting to you and you think it's worth 30 bucks, click the link in the description. All right, everybody, Rob Ferrari here, and let's talk about what gives value to a car. Because you can't just go off of like the mechanical abilities or the look or anything like that, because certain cars carry certain values. To me, I've always wanted to get my first car, right? Like I had a 1988 Pontiac Bonneville SE, had a canvas roof, it was gold, it was ugly as shit. But I was like, it'd be cool to buy one of those. But it was such a bad car, they're no longer in existence. And I've searched many times. Until I was in North Carolina, I saw one in front of me. I'm like, oh my God, there's one right here. I just happened to go looking on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm like, oh, look, here's another one. And there's one that's an inoperable car. And I'm like, I'm not gonna give a guy $1,000 for a car that I have to put $6,000 in at the minimum to make it worth 500 bucks. So that's out. But let's talk about cars, because that got me looking around Facebook, and then there was another guy selling a 360 Spider, and I'm like, 360 Spider, this is the most expensive listing I've ever seen for a Ferrari 360 Spider. Let me see if it's a typo. It wasn't. It was $6.6 million, but it was celebrity owned. And before you laugh, that carries a value, right? Like if, let's just say Mickey Mantle owned a car. Could have a little bit of a value to it. Or you get like this generic James Dean owned car, got a value, right? Like, oh, James Dean used to drive that thing. That's very cool. I'm going to spend a lot of money on it. Or a celebrity actor, even Paul Walker's cars. Big money, right? Much more significantly than the non-celebrity owned variants. And I decided that I'm going to take a look at this one and price it out for myself. All right, well, here is the listing. It is a 2001 Ferrari 360 Spider, which is the convertible. And he's asking $6.6 million. And attention, collectors, so let's not worry about the typos. We're not judging here. But it's a 2001 360 Spider, once owned by Pedro Martinez, the Dominican baseball player. Car's in great shape, except for some cosmetic issues, as may be observed by the pictures and videos. It only has 16,000 miles. Please don't text me with nonsense. If you don't have 6.6 million, don't waste my time. If you're not a collector with that kind of money, do not bother. Also, if the car is posted available, it's available. Otherwise, I will not answer back. Now, this brings up a conversation as to how much cars are actually worth and how much value can be added because of an ownership, of a story, of a history, of a VIN number, of whatever things go into it. The answer is there's no real answer, right? Like if somebody's willing to pay $60 million for a car because it was owned by somebody, then so be it. Is a 250 GTO worth $70 million? I can't understand why, but I also don't have $70 million to spend on a car. So the answer is cars are worth whatever somebody's willing to pay for them. And God bless anyone who can get tremendous amounts of money for cars that are worth otherwise, without the story, significantly less. It's just one of those things that we can argue all day long as to what something should be worth. But if a guy's got low miles, or a guy's got a one of one, or it's a paint to sample, there's 1,000 different reasons where somebody is going to assign value to something that you may not see, But if somebody's willing to write the check, who are we to argue? So here is the listing. I found it while searching for my Bonneville, and it came up with this. Uh-oh, is it gone? Is it gone? Has it been removed? I made the mistake of sharing this on my Facebook wall about 15 minutes ago before I made this video, and he may have removed the listing now, which means one of you guys may have purchased it, or he sold it somewhere else. It's the only logical thought. But that's too bad. But good news is I do have another one available for sale. So if that's not the car for you, if you think that's a little bit more than it should be, which I would agree with you, I've got this one right over here, which is my former Ferrari 360 in Posy Blue. It's a 2001 Posy Blue over, I'm gonna say saddle. It could be Koyo. I don't remember the exact leather color, but this car I sold to my friends Nadia and John about 4 or 5 years ago. I had a blue convertible and a red coupe at the same time. I ended up selling them both, and because I liked the convertible, I also liked the red, and I love TDF blue. This is not TDF blue. This is Posy Blue, but I saw it and I was like, I'm gonna buy that. And the one that I got was the red Spider to replace both of these. But I sold them this car, lovely car, currently for sale. It sounds very cool. It's got a full tubey exhaust. Here you go. Ow. 4,000 RPM right there. $5,000 RPM. But we're at 28,333 miles. Just because I've owned it doesn't make it celebrity owned, but it does make it like, oh, Rob owned that car. He drove that car. If you find that cool at all, it's for sale. Because I drove it 5 years ago. I also drove it back here from their house. But if you want a previous 360 of mine that I got to enjoy and drive around in, then this could be for you. So check it out. This is not like I get nothing out of this. This is just me helping my friend sell a car. So if you're interested, check it out. I have an eBay auction. There's a link in the description. Thanks for watching. Rob Ferretti. I will see you next time.